sitting in the church one morning with Pastor Tom visiting, and the chaplain for Samaritan's Purse walked in, Kenny, and just started telling us about the 13 people who came to know the Lord through the flood and through Samaritan's Purse. So we were just visiting and asking him how they do follow-up for those 13 people.
And he just indicated if our church would be willing to do that follow-up with those 13, that would be terrific. And so we were talking with Pastor Tom about how to go about doing that. And one of the questions that came up is, what about the other 300 people that Samaritan's Purse had worked with, had worked on their houses, had contact with? What happens with that list of names? And Kenny said, well, they're on that list, and we just kind of said, well, would it be all right if we had that list of names, and as a church we could go out and continue to bless those people? The plan kind of came together to go out and visit all of those folks and just to kind of see how they were holding up and to see if we could bless them in any way.
When I first heard about the Reach 300 ministry, I was really excited. When Samaritan's Purse was here, it was really exciting to be part of helping out and cleaning up. But in my head, I kept saying, well, what's next? Because I really think about people, right? So what's going to happen after the cleanup? What's going to happen to these people? How are they going to be able to do it? So I was very excited, and I just thought I want to be involved in any way that I can.
I think I agree with Jamie a lot, is I wanted to help, but I think of one of our vision is reach out to our community. And Reach 300 was an opportunity where we could reach out into the community and love on them. And I think I really liked that point of view, how we as a church were coming together and reaching out to them and standing by one of our statements.
Samaritan's Purse heard about what we wanted to do and how we wanted to go out. It got bumped up to their leadership, and as we were trying to figure out how to get a hold of some things to put in the bags to make like a $10 bag of things to bless people with, they had a meeting and just called us without our inquiring or anything, and called back Pastor Tom and just said they would like to donate $50,000 for us to use to bless the 300 people. So that obviously led to a much larger project, a much more exciting project for us and for the people that we were blessing. And so that's kind of how that all came together, and we were just so excited to be part of that.
This has been so eye-opening for us. We are new in the community, and honestly, we did not realize that there is a whole other community outside of our little block that we live in. The first man that we went to visit is probably 89 years old, and he said the flood had completely destroyed everything, that someone gave him a blanket to sleep on, brought food to eat. He does not have a refrigerator, he does not have a stove, no appliances, no furniture. His home was completely down to the studs, and when we left that home, we just both said, we are so blessed, but what do we do next? We can't just stop. We've seen this, now what?
When we went out, we kind of went along the river, along Big Island Road, and I have a lot of family that live out there, so when I was actually going to the door, I actually knew a couple of the people, and even the people I didn't know, you can tell some of the stress that they have. We walked in on one lady, she was on the phone with insurance when we knocked on the door, and she was just, having some issues with that. And she recognized the Samaritan's Purse shirt right away, and it almost looked like relief on her face. She didn't know what we had. She didn't even know we had anything for her, but just someone who was there with her through part of that. They were just so grateful and so thankful. And ready for us to come back and visit. I asked all of them, can I come check on you this summer? And every single one of them said, yes, please come back. So.
I feel that it was not coincidence that Samaritan's Purse showed up here. It was God's hand on our church, and just how the Lord has led us through each step. We never thought we would receive 300,000. We never thought we'd receive 50,000. And so when people say, what is the next step? I sometimes just think, through prayer, Lord, you show us, because you've showed us this far what to do, and he has his hand upon this church, and I truly believe in my heart it is going to change the face of the church, because it can't. People cannot go out and see the needy, the hurting, and not be affected through it. So give him the glory.